There are people who are struggling in life.
People are living under poverty.
They cannot find food.
And this poverty is leading most of the young people to commit crimes.
Poverty comes with suffering, lack of peace, crime, drugs, HIV/AIDS.
But it's unfortunate we don't have enough resources to help them.
Because of the poverty area, we cannot manage to buy the literature.
There are people that really want this literature, and we haven't got much to give them.
They want more and more and more.
We have more orders than we can possibly keep up with. The needs never diminish. We could literally run 2 shifts and still not meet all the requests that we have from around the world.
There are many people who are still unreached, of whom Jesus died for.
Lightbearers Ministry began with an overwhelming conviction that we needed to impact people all over the world.
When we go back to the beginning of this ministry, we realize that God began all of this focus with 2 young men who just wanted to preach and teach.
We began giving Bible studies together, doing small group studies by invitation in homes.
And that developed into calls to go and preach and share in different churches. People began to request tracts and study guides of what we were preaching and teaching.
We began creating little publications on our new Macintosh computers. We bought a copy machine, just a photocopy machine and a stapler, and we began making little booklets.
At the same time, we were receiving requests from Africa for literature.
It was then that this idea came that we were to become publishers. We didn't know anything about publishing.
And so we stepped out by faith. Everything we did was by faith.
We bought our first press, got some paper, got some ink, got the chemicals. We said, wow, is there a manual with this thing?
Ty and I were just working on that thing and trying to figure it all out.
We just tried to get ink to stick to paper.
And we printed.
It wasn't real readable, it wasn't beautiful. We were up all night long. But we knew we could make it work, and we knew for sure that we needed to hire somebody else to run the press. Within a matter of 3 months, people began requesting more and more of this literature and saying, hey, you know, people really need this information everywhere.
And that just continued to develop until another person and another person heard about it, and they said, let's build a publishing house and let's get you some new equipment.
We got additional presses, better presses, faster presses, folding equipment, bindery equipment. We began targeting areas around the world with gospel literature.
We believe that God was helping us understand an important principle, and that is freely you've received, freely give.
We had orders from Tanzania, Zambia, Nicaragua, Peru, Mexico, Honduras, Romania, Bulgaria.
And so we're sending tracts over there, and people are receiving the gospel for the first time, and they're writing us back.
All over the world, people were realizing that something incredible had just been raised into existence. Lightbearers Ministry is primarily all about publishing, so let's just take a tour of our 15,000 square foot publishing facility. We're able to produce multiplied millions of publications in 32 different languages that go all over the world. The great thing about this press is that it is completely computerized. The press is able to print on both sides of the paper in one pass through the press, roll after roll after roll, all day long. Once the material is printed, folded, boxed, and palletized, it goes into this large storage unit that's like a big drawer system. This is where it gets really exciting, because once the material is completely prepared, we load this stuff up into semi-loads that hold between 2 and 3 million publications. And that material goes out to Seattle, where it's loaded onto a barge and then taken somewhere in the world. That stuff lands, and these people are overwhelmed. They have reading material in their own mother tongue. That's when people's hearts really begin to get touched as they encounter the gospel of Christ and God's incredible love for them, many of them for the first time in their lives.
Paper is powerful. Paper is something that we see utilized in a way that goes beyond anything that is in the world today.
It has a power that no other medium in the world has because it has an ongoing life. One person in the home reads that piece of literature.
And then they can give it to someone else, and they can read it and share it, and then they can give it to somebody else.
And next time, you've got 2 people instead of 1.
It's actually passed on, even from one family member to another to read.
And next time, you've got 3 instead of 2.
Unlike radio and television that comes and then is gone, that track is a permanent possession of that individual. And so you see one piece of literature after another, a nickel or less, going to these individuals and being used over and over again, reaching one heart after another after another.
God has blessed us with the equipment that we need, the facility that we need. Presently, with the financial resources that come into this ministry, we're able to print 20 to 30 million pieces of literature every year. If we were to maximize this equipment, we could easily print 40, 50, 60 million pieces of literature every calendar year and put it into the field. We need people who want to partner with us to really stretch their evangelistic dollar.
When we ask people to sponsor the work that we're doing, we feel that this is one of the best ways to utilize the resources that God has given to each one of us.
We would like people to know what they are contributing is not in vain. It makes a huge difference.
With what we're doing, every dollar puts multiple messages out into the field, and when it arrives on their end, it's free of charge.
The Word of God is free, and if it is shared free of charge, it means that many people have access to it.
$100 a month, $50 a month, $30 a month, $10 a month makes a difference.
We need to do everything to preach this gospel. People are suffering, they don't have peace.
You can take a 4-color tract that is filled with the gospel of Jesus Christ. You can print it, fold it, pack it, ship it overseas, and by the time it gets to a third world country and touches the heart of an individual, the cost of that tract is about 4 cents or less. Give to God's work. Become partners with God. Become partners with the work that Lightbearers is doing, and you will receive a greater blessing than the one that you give.
We're looking for partners and friends who will join with us to put this literature out to the masses. When I look over this last 20 years plus, I can't imagine a better way to spend my life.
Lightbearers has been sent by God for a specific time as this.
The literature that Lightbearers is distributing to us, it has changed many people's lives.
We first used these Bible lessons in the prison, and at the end, they gave their lives to Christ.
This is not a job for me. This is my life. To see people's hearts change, to see people moved from death to life.
We appreciate the ministry of the light bearers. All I am appealing is that they should not stop.
We are running out of time. We need to work together. This ministry is helping to hasten the coming of Jesus. And that is a passion in life, to finish the preaching of the gospel in this generation.
This is going to be a work that's going to continue on. The need is going to continue to grow until the whole earth is lightened with the glory of God.